Hello, beautiful souls. So I have a loud truck, so I might yell at you. I don't know if I'm yelling at you. So I want to share, most importantly and first of all, minerals. So when we think of things micro and macro, when we treat ourselves, we want to go from the macro, micronutrients up. And we want to go from the basis of our evolution up. So you want to start treating your mitochondrial DNA. You want to start at your, you want to start at your lowest areas, like your bacteria and things like that. But if you're sick already, you need to start with nutrition, because if you don't have the energy to heal, you can't heal. So for the heavy hitting things and people who are dying very quickly, those things I'll talk about in another video. But for now, I want to just talk about minerals. So any food you cook, you're cooking it to extract the mineral content. Always drink the water. If the water, which is most important element and elemental for us here besides light, you have to make sure you have good clean water. No plastics, no messed up stuff in there. Whatever way you feel is best to do that, whether it's using a distiller, which should have a copper coil in it, by the way, to take stuff out, or it's just gonna sit in there. That's my belief, whether you do that and add minerals back in, or you get spring water and you filter out the higher particles, or you use reverse osmosis and then add things back in. Whatever way you do that, water is super important. Then next, your minerals. You want to take colloidal minerals. Why? Because they're the tiniest, smallest avenue for things to get in through your cells. Now, in order for things to get in through your cells, besides colloidal minerals, you need the cell wall to receive. So you're going to need things in your body that help the cell wall to receive water. Okay, so your cells being puffed up or depleted is going to be water and minerals. Things that help them to receive are things like aloe, colloidal minerals, bee pollen. Some people can't take things that I mentioned, which is why I started with colloidal minerals. If you can't afford any kind of vitamins, and purchasing colloidal minerals, which I would highly recommend getting a good machine for that, because in the long run you're going to save yourself a fortune. But if you don't have that money, micro-dosing mushrooms, yes, the kind that have spirit in them, is what I'm talking about. I don't recommend, without a coach or a healer, macro dosing, because you do open yourself up on a microscopic level. It's like being drunk. You open yourself up more to a field you don't understand, and so I suggest that you get help, or a shaman or a spiritual healer to do that, which for me has been very dangerous. It's been the worst part of my experience. Doesn't mean it will be for yours. But every shaman I've worked with take their due, which is putting things into your aura and linking in so they can manifest off your energy with the moon and or sun cycles. And most all of them, divinators of the fourth dimension, do that. So my thing is, beautiful souls, microdosing, micro minerals, and bowing to the soul. If you're suffering from attacks from the external, or anything in the microcosm, which is how they use demons, by the way, is through parasitical diseases, bacteria and viruses. They're literally programmed things in the fourth dimension. So we're talking about matrix in this bloggy stuff. We're talking about quantum physics. We're talking about spirituality, which is all energy. Everything is energy. So when I use spiritual words or any words you don't agree with, switch it to energy. Why? Because I want you to have the highest benefit, because I want us all to break free, because the more of us that break free, the cleaner the environment is, and the more people heal. And I'm sorry, but I'm not going to be taking your energy in any way other than telling you the truth to do that, because then I'm depleting something. So yes, shamans can get your heart space mega open and you to heal, but then you're going to have to heal from those cords after that. And some of them just do straight out crap. They want to destroy you and kill you for their fourth dimensional worms and parasites, because they are that. So micro dosing is most important thing of anything that you use. So on a cellular level, you need minerals. You need something to absorb it into the cell, which is colloidal minerals, and you need things that you can suspend it in, which is water, aloe, and fresh aloe, because if not, it's sitting in plastic and it's full of micro stuff anyways. Now, if that's how you have to get it, because that's the only way you can get it, do the best that you can. Now, whether you go on a full, raw, organic, micronutrient juicing diet to get these things after, or you go on a full-on carnivore lion meat diet and only eat meat products, is totally a choice. The whole point being that with anything, you're going to have to start off with liquids. You're going to have to boil the meat and use the nutrients from the meat, micro. This is my suggestion. Now, that's if you're very sick. If you're not, and you can start off by eating high-end, full fatty steaks or hamburg, go with that. Hamburg isn't the best. Your cuts of steaks, highest fat, nutrient-dense cut steaks are going to be the most important. Now, of course, if you're against that and you want to juice, you've got to realize when you juice, you're feeding sugars and candida, which is what you're going to need the colloidal minerals for, to shield your cells from the spike. Now, cells need sugars. Cells are sugar. There are certain sugars like mannose and things like that that we feed our cells with. So if you have a candida problem like I always have, I recommend micronutrient and I know I'm bouncing all over, excuse me, I'm in a truck. So you're going to need to go on the meat diets. If you're totally against that, take the path of juicing and then moving into the microbiotic diets and things like that. With me, I couldn't have anything fungal. I couldn't do apple cider vinegar. My stomach was in such bad shape. All that I could do was fats and broth and bone broth, which I hated the taste of, and organ meat. So I started with organ meat supplements because I couldn't stomach organ meat or digest it. So that's my suggestion for the very beginning of, where do I go from here? And like I said, bowing to your soul and really literally loving your inner child, which is your soul, your eternal child. You need to bow to that, do breath work, prayer, whatever way you feel is getting in touch with the throne of God in you, or source, is most important, because you're not separate from source. And until you get non-duality out of your head, which takes time, you're not going to heal, and you're not going to open those chakra so the male female become one and you have the eternal union, which is mystery school language for saying these certain chakras become one because of self-love and healing of the inner child. And the quickest way to do that is to heal your soul, who's always been the child rebirthing here. Bowing to the soul. I love you, whatever your name is. My name's Sheila. I love you. I love you. I love you. When I say that, my heart just like, it pours forth, because it knows I was in such a place of desperation that if I hadn't have bowed to my soul, I would have gone insane or lost my soul to these fourth dimensional beings. And even the gurus teach this, who other gurus I've suggested and put up their sites. You don't want to follow Guru Sheila, which means, gee, you are you and you're your eternal source. That's guru. I am that I am. That's being a guru. When you know and you have that realization and that energy spreads through your body, you're a guru. In America and mystics, we don't call it that. I'm simply telling you, if you don't trust me as a human being and a guru, go to something that's more trustworthy to you. Like I said, my end goal is healing the earth via our energy, the internal us, which is God placing feet as this divining rod, this middle medium. We're the medium between God and this earth. And we won't heal this earth until we heal our hearts. So bow to your soul. Beautiful souls. Thank you.